you try to use black to mean all three of them because they're three different concepts. That's all I'm telling you.
I understand what you're saying, but you're not understanding the definition, right? If I'm reading the definition, I'm gonna read it again. Ethnicity refers to a group's shared culture. If I name the culture, right? I gave you examples of the culture, and I named the culture.
Well, the Gullah Geechee are their own culture, so how?
But it's considered black culture,
racially black. No, you're mixing. See, you doing it again. The Gullah Geechee are racially black. They are not culturally the same as me. My family came from the north part of Louisiana. We are not Gullah Geechee, bro. Like, you're making shit up now. That's my problem. Because you want to mix up concepts. They're not the same thing. They're not. They're only the same thing racially, not culturally. So you're making it up.
All right, it say ethnicity refers to a group's shared culture. I gave you the name of our culture.
The Gullah Geechee do not share the same culture as my family who came from the northern part of Louisiana. That's just false. We only share the same race because the U.S. government decided that we were the same race, the Negro race. That's it. So you're making this shit up about us sharing the same culture, bro.
All right,
you just made that up. You pulled that out of your ass. It's not true.
No.
The Gullah Geechee are their own ethnic group. They are their own ethnic group. What you're trying to do is you're trying to turn black, the race, into an ethnicity. This is what the American media tries to perpetuate. They like to treat races as ethnicities. They're not. These people have their own ethnic identity, their own customs and traditions.
No. You trying to? I say black is a race, an ethnicity, and a culture, right? And then I'm reading ethnicity. You sitting here stuck on culture. This the definition. This ain't me.
Bro, so let me put it this way. So if you want to
name the culture,
bro, so if you want to use, okay, let's do it this way then.
I gave you our common ancestry.
That you like black, let me do it this way. If you're talking about, listen to me. If you're talking about black subscript 1, like in a dictionary, black subscript 1, the race, which includes Gullah Geechee, Louisiana Creoles, all black people from the north, black people who are from Chicago, black people from all these places. Okay, that's black subscript 1. That's the use of black. Then you have black subscript 2, the ethnicity. Now that's not Gullah Geechee. Gullah Geechee is its own ethnicity. That's not Louisiana Creole. That's its own ethnicity. Black subscript 2 ethnicity is something else. If you want to talk about that and talk that way, you can do that. But don't try to subsume other people's ethnicities under blackness, the ethnicity, because those are two different things. There's black and there's Gullah Geechee. They're not the same thing ethnically. That's my problem. So which black do you want to use, subscript 1 or subscript 2? Which one do you want to talk about? Because that's what I mean by equivocation. That's what you're doing. You're using the same word in two different senses and mixing shit up. And that's the problem. You have to decide whether you want black to be a race or an ethnicity. And if you want it to be ethnicity, well, then that has nothing to do with these people you just mentioned. You're talking about something else, and we could talk about that. I don't think there's a problem with that. I think that actually exists, that black subscript 2 that you're talking about. But you don't assume other people into it because now you're talking about race. They would only, Gullah Geechee and Louisiana Creoles are only together when it comes to the racial concept, subscript 1, not subscript 2, the ethnicity. That's all I'm saying. Does everybody here understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, I just want to make sure because it's like, because it's it just leads to all this confusion when we mix. That's why, right? That's why I said I wish we had a separate word to specifically. What is this back? I'm hearing a
vibe. Is that
Manito?
Sorry, I'm like recording it on the other end. Yeah, everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you understood what Jay said. Put a 2 if you don't understand what Jay said. We don't want to make Jay's.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that if NFT, if he wants to use black as an ethnic thing and say it should only ever be used in an ethnic sense, meaning what he talked about, the shared ancestry.
I didn't say that.
Oh my God.
I know you didn't say that, but here's the problem. The point, you have to choose because it can't be both. It can't be a race and ethnicity. That's where the confusion lies. Mm-hmm. If you want it to be an ethnicity and talking about the shared ancestry, the shared culture, and you want that to always be how black is used in the American English language, you can do that. But that would then therefore mean that persons like Trouble are not black because that's an ethnicity and she's not part of the ethnicity. You get what I mean? That's my point. If you want that, then you can have that, but then that's a different sense of black. But this whole, it's an ethnicity, it's a race, that's all garbage. Because all that does is lead to confusion, it's equivocation. You have to make up your mind about what you want it to be. What sense are you using the word?
So that's you making up the rules.
I'm not making up the rules. This is how language works. You have to decide what you want the word to mean.
Work. Right? Now, this one thing I do understand is etymology.
That's the confusion.
Right? It's not a confusion. Y'all just don't want to accept it. Right? If I'm telling you it's a race, a culture, and an ethnicity.
Hold on. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Hold on, NFT. Hold on. Let us see. Go ahead.
When I say I'm black, right? And someone who's FBA follows up with, no, you're not, you're cosplaying. They're talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about race. Do you see the confusion?
I mean, NFT, do you see how you see how black...
I understand, and that's what I'm trying to address to you, right? When they tell you that, when they saying, man, you not black, they not saying we can look at you.
They're talking.
Hear me out. We can look at you and see your skin color, right? Well, it's a picture up there. But if we looking at a person and we see their skin tone, right? So obviously we got the same racial features, right? But the distinguish what we are saying is culturally and ethnicity, you are not us. Now, usually 9 out of 10, the only reason that somebody say they black, right? I mean, 9 out of 10, even in the conversations where you said you was black, look at the context of the conversation on what was going on when you had to state that you was black. Was we talking about your race? Was it about culture and ethnicity when you said I'm black and somebody else said no, you're not? Right? They wasn't talking about race.
Ethnicity is I get to choose what the default. So if I say black or if I say Somali, either way I'm not wrong. Because one is my race and the other is an ethnicity.
It's trouble. It's almost like he doesn't get the fact that you have subscript 1, subscript 2, that there's different senses of a word. Do you not get that, NFT? Is that what's going on here?
No, I think y'all don't get, because just as he said.
So if you can't get that, then we can't continue this conversation. Because all you need to do is open a dictionary and you can see there's different senses of a word. Which definition would you like to use,
all
bro?
Right, and all I'm saying is black Americans, we the same way. Right, we have a race and we have an ethnicity, and our ethnicity is black. When you saying no, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm not saying it's not.
Black people don't have what you're saying is black people don't have no ethnicity.
No, I didn't say that. No, bro. You do. If you want to call it black, that's great. Call it black. I just told you.
I'm saying the world call it black.
NFT. He gave you an option.
I'm saying yes. Call it black.
You can't
like NFT, if you want to call it black, like NFT, if you want to call it
the same thing with you. You're the FBA or American Indian. Pick one.
Yeah, if he wants to call it black, if he wants to say the ethnicity is black, okay, in NFT, so your ethnic identity is black. That is your ethnicity because you common ancestry, culture. Great, that's fine. That's cool, right? But then that doesn't include other ethnic groups. They're not black.
That's from
Byron just said it. Truth is
from America. So it doesn't include the Gullah Geechee, because the Gullah Geechee is its own ethnic group. That's their name. That's the ethnic group saying Gullah Geechee. Doesn't include Louisiana Creoles. That's their ethnic group. It's called Louisiana Creole. They're not black. You're black because that is your ethnicity. Because you just using the ethnic
this is all right. This is you at the time, right? So even Gullah Geechee say they foundational black Americans, right? I haven't heard a Gullah Geechee say they not.
We're going by your usage of the term. NFT. Your use of the term is restricting it to ethnicity.
So I'm giving So when even the foundational black Americans, we don't deny the Seminoles, we don't deny the Gullah Geechee. I named those, right? I brought it up.
Yeah.
The Louisiana Creole. I say they all part of this, right? If you was around doing chattel slavery and you was here on the land, I said that, right? I say this is our point of origin. Now it's not monolithic, right? We're not a monolithic group, but as time went on, and I understand the history, even when we're talking about like race mixing and everything that come out of Louisiana, because how Louisiana was, and even the origins of red bone, right? When it came through, right, with the prostitution that was going on in quarters, right? So I understand that with the red bones, and then after that emancipation and all that, and black people started moving together, we started coming up to the cities, and then Gullah Geechee, Seminole, Creole, we all get to these cities and white people on the same shit. So we had to group up, right? We had to click up in these little things, right? So we saying that. We saying that people who recently came over here, even the people, all the immigrants that came over here, they never was under federal pressure, under federal right.
But NFT, they had to group up because they had to group up because they NFT. But they had to group up because guess what? The white government all classified them as Negro racially, not because of their ethnicity. Like you just said, they all were different ethnicities and came together and grouped up. Why? Because the white men made them. It's called segregation. Redlining.
No,
exactly.
I said we came together after slavery, Right?
I'm not talking about that, but I know. I'm talking about Jim Crow segregation.
I understand that they had plantations that was breeding us like animals.
I'm talking about Jim Crow segregation, bro. They came together after slavery.
Yes, by the time now hear me out. By the time Jim Crow had came around, right? By the time Jim Crow and all that, and then it was over with after the Black Panthers. So from Jim Crow to the Black Panthers, right? All the different black people the Gullah Geechee.
Racially black people, yes, because it was a race, yes, okay,
right. So all of us came, and then under that, right, we start building our culture and all that. It started coming together.
See that?
Hear me out. To what we know as the Black American culture, right, from slang to ebonics to right. So our language started forming. Right, we started making music and stuff. All this together. So we came together, right, and when we came, like I say. We always been under the pressure of the federal government. Now, then when the immigrants, the reason they came over here is because white people was trying to undermine us. Now, I'm not blaming them for coming over here and doing what they got to do, right? I'm not blaming them, right? So it's not a xenophobic, right?
It wasn't about you. They brought us because they were destabilizing our countries.
Yeah,
what do you think it's about you?
So yes, of course, because they always, right, this is the American government, right? They trying to take something. They're trying to steal. This is the history of them coming out of Europe, right? We know that. We've been fighting against that. Now, all I'm saying is when other immigrant groups came over here, right, like they say they try to step on everybody, they always avoided the black community. For the most part.
Right.
I can't think of a community where it's foundational Black Americans and Jamaicans, foundational Black Americans and Somalis, like a neighborhood in a community. Right? It's black people. It's foundational Black people in Minnesota.
But you know where they put us, right? They put us right in the middle of white people. They put us in a 99% state. So what are you talking about?
No. So like I say, I understand that. Right? But I also understand it still is foundational Black Americans that is in Minnesota. Right, and it was before y'all got there, right? And now y'all got there, it's probably more y'all than it is us up there, right? And I'm saying the reason y'all came there is because after the civil rights and after the Black Panthers, where they killed and destroyed us. Now, when y'all got here, right, it was more of a sense of looking down, right? What? Don't talk to them. Don't hang out with them.
NFT.
How many of y'all got parents that y'all parents
NFT,
told y'all?
My mom was way too busy to sit up here and tell me who to worry about.
Yeah, so NFT, I'm glad I had this conversation with you when we were able to hash this out. I'm actually really glad I have with you because you just introduced a completely new etiology of FBA. Now you're saying that it was a conglomeration of various ethnic groups that were classified as Negro that came together between the end of Jim Crow and the Black Panther movement, and also before the mass immigration of Africans. I'm glad you said that because I've never heard that before. You did say it like that.
You did.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you told me.
Hear me out. Even when y'all pulled up the foundational Black American on the screen and it had 3 pillars, right? The 3 pillars that was on the foundational Black Americans, right? What did it say? People that was here, Black people that was here before they came,
travelers,
right? Black people that was brought here on ships. So right and
yeah, but I'm only concerned about your narrative because I'm speaking to you. I'm talking about your narrative. I was speaking to you, so I'm only concerned about your narrative, not the website. And you gave me your narrative, and I appreciate it.
No,
because it's very interesting.
It's the same narrative.
It's very interesting. On the website, the website didn't go into detail. You went into detail.
This was who in America, and now in America we still have migrations and stuff from there because if we go back to the south. The southeast, right? So from my people come from South Carolina, right? And then they help with Georgia, not from Alabama, right? Then from Alabama to Chicago, right? So technically, right? My thing go back to the Gullah Geechee, right? Okay. I don't consider myself, right? I consider myself Solani. Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I hear you. We got you.
I'm still Black. Now I understand when it comes to because America is unique. You can't compare us to everybody else in the world. right? You can't compare us to what everybody else got. Now everybody know it should be like going without saying that black is a race, right? And people who got certain phenotypes that they is a race. That we, when it comes to the culture and the ethnicity, and in this case with the reparations and stuff, when it comes to this land, right? This is our house. We built this. Right, we built the found and everything that got all the systems that run from the banking system that was built off slavery.
Then y'all should have had the programs, the planes, everything that brought us over here.
We had it.
We're gonna move on.
The reason we don't got it because we was targeted.
Thank you for
right, that's what y'all overlooking. We always
thank you for giving us that analysis, bro.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna move on to Chase.
Yeah, Jay, I do want to bring up something before we introduce Chase. But before you introduce him, the sister Diamond had brought up about how on the FBA website they do add the Aboriginal American.
They do. Yeah, we screenshotted that. Yeah. She put it on the screen. Yeah.
So let me ask then all the FBAs in the chat, right? If he recognizes the Aboriginal American, why is Tariq Nasheed calling you guys pretendians? You know?
Well, that it says black Aboriginal, but it doesn't elaborate on what they mean by Aboriginal. So that's why I'm curious too. That's why the website doesn't say it. It just says black Aboriginal.
Yeah, and I would think that meant American.
So is that what you're making the add on?
Is that? Yeah, I think they added that on. But Jay,
it's there now. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I think it had updated. Jay, would you consider a black Aboriginal American Indian? Well, is that like the first?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know if they mean like native or.
Yeah. And it said it's a mixture of 3 American realities.
Just like the unique lineage,
the Native American, the Afro-Indigenous, and the foundational Black American.
So maybe they mean Afro-Indigenous then.
Which just leaves you confused.
What was that?
I said it just leaves you confused.
Yeah, and it says that this comes from the narrative comes from,
and that comes from the white
YouTube, and that's what it say.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. That comes from the white team, man.
Okay,
and I think that anybody that
appreciate that
off of that.
Chase, hold on. We gotta introduce you, my brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay. Introduce him. Sorry.
Go ahead, Chase. We need your ethnicity, age, and where you're from.
There's no ethnicity needed. I'm just black.
Uh-huh.
I support everyone.
How old are you for TikTok purposes, dude?
I'm 44.
All right. Good looks. You can go ahead and
44 years on this earth, and I just think that is weird that fucking people try to delineate or fucking try to separate themselves. I find it weird amongst the Somali. I find it weird amongst the Ethiopian. I find it weird amongst the FBA. I find it weird amongst the Africans to do any of this weird ass shit that they're doing. I think that fucking everybody is delineating from what the actual purpose really needs to be. And that is to be focusing on the white tea.
Right. That's how we are back home. Like, we are tribalists by nature, but if it comes to a white man, we are united.
Yeah. Exactly. It's fucked up.
So why can't we be tribalism in America?
Hold on.
This whole panel is tribalist.
Like, where you from, sweetheart?
Who, me?
Yes.
I'm American, and I'm Somali.
So you're American, Somalian, and who just spoke just now?
NFT.
I'm also American Somali.
American Somali.
NFT. Solani, foundational, Black American. I'm all that, right? We've been here.
Okay.
I almost thought he said Somali.
I did too, bro. So there's like a whole fucking situation with like all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like some of the Somalis, they want to be Arab. Fuck.
No. We know. Listen, Somalis are unserious. We have like Arab tribes. When you see Somalis saying, "Oh, I'm not Somali. I'm Arab. They're like, it's a troll. I don't.
Arabs are half caste, so they're not a full people.
Yeah, but what's
You know
called,
what I'm
even when you
saying?
hear, even when
not
you
a
hear
full
Somalis say
people.
I'm Arab, they know they're not Arab. It's like it's
Yeah,
like a joke.
right. So
Like,
all
we're
these
not
people are
Arab. We're
not
not
full
Arab.
people. All these people are half caste.
Uh-oh.
Half caste. What's half caste?
That sounds like the father of mixed children.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
Right.
Chase, just land your plane, my brother. So,
All right. Yeah. So I don't want to be dragged out. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just gonna say that everybody's half caste, and that
Not me.
what's trouble? Just let
I'm not gonna elaborate. Relax, because somebody was about to jump up. Just relax. I'm not gonna drag it out. So a lot of people are half caste, and they are trying to hang their hat off of being the original of this, that. There's nobody that's the original. Everybody is somewhat a half caste, or they are from the somewhat so-called original. And what does it really matter when everyone is being, what do you say? Everyone is being suppressed by one person. What does it really matter?
It doesn't.
Right. So you need to focus more on who's suppressing you versus where you come from.
Exactly.
So you say, "Oh, I'm more African than you are." What the fuck does that care? What does it matter? What does it matter? Who's more African than who? And this is what people are hanging their hat on. Who's more African than who? And then they completely steer away from the focusedness of the person who is suppressing you and turning everyone against each other. It's fucking weird. And then you have the people who are fucking aligning themselves with the people to say, "Oh, you this, you that, you with the whoop. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Because all you are being suppressed by the same person, and you sitting there fighting amongst each other, and you all in chains.
Yeah.
To this day, you all fighting amongst each other, and you all in chains. And you say, "Oh, well, the white team man, he gives me 10 more cents than you, so I'm better than you." So you feel as you are better because you get 10 cents more, but he still control you.
eloquently stated, my brother. Beautifully stated, my brother. Thank you for
That's
that.
what I've been telling these people. They're all black and they're just being tribalist.
Yeah,
Everybody
they're
on
being
here.
very tribalistic. He's giving you 10 cents more, and he's telling you, "Oh, you better than him." And you say, "Oh, I'm better than him. I'm not like him. I'm better." And you sit and you fight amongst each other, and he's saying, "Yo, these niggas is fucking stupid."